The Pope-mobile stayed in the garage as Francis entered the square in an open-top Jeep. In brilliant sunshine, he waved, kissed and charmed his way around the medieval piazza. He even asked his driver to stop and then stepped into the crowd. In a definite break from the behaviour of his predecessors, he even proffered a papal thumbs up. Flags hinted at the international mix gathered on the cobbles. Clear too from the ranks of VIPs, stage right in the open-air service. The Mass began inside, Francis praying at the altar of the Confession in the tomb of St. Peter, regarded as the first pope. On the way back to the square, the marble hall was lined with priests. Pope Francis handed the mitre and sceptre. Back under a cloudless sky, he was given the symbols of the papacy, the fisherman's ring and the pallium, a woolen scarf representing his role as shepherd of the church. In his homily, he then discussed a pope's priorities.
Deve guardare al servizio umile, concreto, ricco di fede di San Giuseppe.
He must be inspired by the lowly, concrete and faithful service which marked St. Joseph, and, like him, he must open his arms to protect all of God's people and embrace with tender affection the whole of humanity, especially the poorest, the weakest, the least important.
The service was over with a blessing.
Pater et Filius et Spiritus Sanctus.
Then a return to a simple white cassock to meet the VIPs, among them some controversial figures. First, Argentina's President Cristina Kirchner, who asked him to intercede in the Falklands dispute. Later, he greeted Robert Mugabe from Zimbabwe, who is subject to an EU travel ban. The Vatican city-state is one of the few places he can visit. One noticeable absence was his predecessor, Benedict, known as the Pope Emeritus. He was watching on television. The two men will meet at Castel Gandolfo on Saturday. This historic papacy has now officially begun. Robert Nisbet, Sky News, Rome.